If you've ever gone through the story of Mirror's Edge, you've probably run into a rat or two. In case you were curious at all, this video is going to act as a guide for all the rats you can find in Mirror's Edge, whether it be an illustration of a rat, an actual rat, or someone talking about rats. This is kind of sorta a joke video, but I was bored and I wanted to make it. So, here you go. Right off the bat, you can skip both the tutorial level as well as the first prologue mission, The Edge, as rats do not make any sort of appearance in either of these levels. When you stumble across the first rat of the game, it will be in the flight level. You see this rat running into an electric fence. This is meant to demonstrate to the player that you just simply shouldn't touch this fence. The next rat doesn't seem to appear until the jackknife mission. You can find it pretty much right off the bat as soon as Merc is done talking. As you're being chased down the canal, you'll find the next rat. You'll see the next rat when you actually leave the canal. It'll dart from under the pipes right in front of you. A little farther down this hallway, after turning the valve, you'll encounter the next rat. Right after Faith kicks the door to the storm drain, you'll find the next rat.
You got you surrounded, Faith. Get yourself into the storm drains.
In the little in-between of the storm drains, we find the next rat, who, upon noticing Faith, scurries away into the little pipe. Right after opening the emergency gate release, we are greeted by 3 new rats, who all immediately scurry away.
Got some drain plans. Should be an exit on the other side.
Next up is a rat we crouch to pay respects to. I came at it from a different angle than usual, and therefore didn't hit a trigger that would cause it to run away, so that's why you see me run behind it, and then it scurry off into the distance. Or around the corner and then into the wall. So this one might need a little bit more explaining than usual. This rat, if you happen to know anything about the way Mirror's Edge does its checkpoint system, in essence, upon you dying and reverting to the last checkpoint, the game will respawn a new clone of that rat without bothering to get rid of the last clone. So again, I came at it from a weird angle here, so you see it standing still, and then I go backwards and hit the trigger that I meant to hit, so that way these snipers shoot the rat, cause it to die, and then, well, I'll let you see the process. And voila, the rat is resurrected, only to die again once you hit the trigger. Oh well. Either it gets put in a permanent state of paralysis, or it lives to die and die and die again. Such a cruel fate. If you would like to see a proper example of how morbid this can truly be, I'll leave a link to another channel demonstrating this to a better effect down in the description. After escaping the ambush at the second storm drain, we head through this red door, and voila, there is the next rat. Moving on to the next chapter, Heat. After escaping Ropeburn's offices and going down this elevator shaft, we turn the corner, and here's the next rat. Moving on to the Ropeburn mission, right before you cross the gap, you'll see another rat commit seppuku by running into an electric fence. Right after busting into the compound Ropeburn's having a meeting, run down the hallway and you'll find a rat.
Quiet too. No wonder Ropeburn picked it.
Shortly after stumbling upon the last rat, and after falling through this vent, we round a corner and find yet another rat. After crossing this I-beam and crouching through the vents, if you look down, you should see a rat scampering across the bottom of the floor. Moving on directly from the last spot, continuing across these monkey bars, and rounding the corner, if you look back and upwards, you will see this little writing with a depiction of a rat. Probably the most well-known rat of the game is inside the janitor's office. This is Scruffy the rat, the, as far as I'm aware, only albino rat within the game. We love Scruffy. Right at the end of the rope burn mission, after narrowly avoiding death by train, you'll find these two rats just chilling by the dumpster. After you start up the new Eden mission, once you make it to the ground level and you round this corner next to the minivan, you will see a rat scurrying about. While running through the alleyways to escape from the cops, you'll see this rat as soon as you bust open the red door. After climbing up these elevator shafts, still on your way to the new Eden Mall, you'll find a red door. As soon as you bust it open, you'll see yet another rat scurrying on past you. Careful though, this one's really quick. Just before you enter the mall's main courtyard, as soon as you exit this elevator, you'll go down towards this red door in the distance, and you'll see a rat scurrying across your screen. Making your way from the mall courtyard to the internals, you'll have to pass through this air duct. You can fall down through either one of these ventilation ducts, but what you need to do is hop up on top of this truck, and you'll see this drawing of a rat. I think the janitor drew this, but I'm not too sure. Once inside the mall, and after you find your way out of the ambush, for the most part, you'll come across a spot in the air ducts where you need to press this button to turn off the ventilation fan. You'll see a rat scurrying underneath it and disappearing into the walls. Next, moving on to the Pirandello Kruger mission. After Faith has her fall on that pulley system that falls apart, and you have to go through that orange-ish warehouse that's kind of full of armed guards, if you take them all out, or at least get a reprieve from the fire, you can go into this little, cubicle area, and you can find an answering machine. The message mentions rats.
Hi, this is Mr. Johansson from Pleasant Pest Removal confirming our appointment at 11. You got some mighty big rats by the sound. See you then. Hi, this is Mr. Johansson from Pleasant Pest Removal. Is anyone there? We had an appointment at 11. Please call us to reschedule. Thanks.
Despite all my attempts to search for them, I couldn't find any evidence of rats being on the boat level at all. Even with the collectibles, the notes they had with them didn't include any drawings or depictions or even written mentions of rats, so I think this level's a bust. The next actual physical rat I see in front of me is right after you begin the Kate chapter. You jump across a few objects, roll across a building, yada yada, and right before you hop over this fence, a rat scurries out from a box and then disappears right before your very eyes. If the footage makes it seem like I'm very confused as to why this rat is here, that's because that's exactly what I was thinking. I honestly didn't expect or remember this rat being here, so it caught me very much so by surprise. This next rat makes a very quick cameo right before you go into an elevator ride. Once again, there is yet another quick rat scurrying on by. The next rat in the list isn't so much as a physical rat as it is a mentioning of a rat in passing conversation. So as Faith climbs the CC building to get to the sniper rifle on the higher levels, Faith needs to go into a ventilation shaft, and two employees can be heard off screen mentioning how big the rats are getting. Besides Scruffy, the janitor's rat, this may very well be the most meme-ified rat within Mirror's Edge. I am, of course, referring to the giant car-sized rat that you can activate as a sort of Easter egg after taking out the Connor's convoy. What you need to do here is pretty much as soon as you take out the convoy, you need to zoom in on your scope towards this orange sort of billboard or placard in the background and aim at the center white dot. If you shoot that and you wait a few seconds, you should see a giant rat about the size of a car running through the streets. Neither Merc nor the NPCs on the ground seem to give any indication they noticed that this rat is existing. The only person I can think of that gives even the slightest indication that this rat is, well, not just a hallucination that Faith is dreaming up, is the voicemail from Mr. Johansson inside the Pirandello Kruger level that talks about big rats by the sound. And finally, the very last rat you can find in Mirror's Edge is right at the beginning of the Shard mission. You literally walk forward, go down these stairs, and there is the rat. There are no other rats I could find throughout this level, and it seems to just be this one. So there you have it. There is all 35 rats, depictions of rats, or mentions of rats within the game Mirror's Edge. This is absolutely a joke video, but you know what? I had a bunch of fun making this. In any case, I will catch you folks in the next one, and I hope you all have enjoyed. Stay cheesy.